During the summer of 2022, I went with my wife to the Pyrenees, both the French side and the Spanish side, in the search of the Bazahaoun, the wildmen, the Bigfoot, the Sasquatch. The Pyrenees are a huge mass of land with mountains and forests, an amazing place with lots of legends and myths about the wildmen. So I'm gonna show you what we've found. I'm gonna read one of the reports from the Pyrenees in the Huesca region. So, quote unquote, on May 4th, 1993, a group of 6 foresters encountered a strange being of 1.7 meters, so 6'5", 6'6", in this area. They were chopping wood, said Manuel Cascarra, one of the foresters. When around 15:45 p.m., we suddenly heard screams, piercing cries that seemed like those of wild goats. We thought one of these animals had fallen off a cliff, and I went up to see what had happened. And when I saw him, he had perched in a hooked pine, clinging to a branch with his hands and feet. He was screaming. The distance to the creature was about 90 meters, so more or less 295 feet. Called my colleagues to see him, and the first of them to do so was Ramiro Lopez, who arrived in time to see how he came down from the tree to hide behind a large thicket. The rest of my colleagues arrived, but unfortunately they could not see it. They could, however, avoid the trunk swung at them, certainly thrown violently by this ape man. So this is the words by these men. There are still bears in the Spanish Pyrenees. There are not many, but they are still roaming around. But that man was asked if he was acquainted with a bear, and he said so, that he said it as certainty that it was not a bear because he had seen bears before. So I know that a few days later they found the one of their cars, a Land Rover. They found the window broken and some things destroyed in the area that they were working. And the police, the Guardia Civil, went to the area with them, and they found some strange footprints on the ground. Although I've never seen those photos from those footprints, I don't think they were released by the police, so we don't know how they look, if they were humanoid, if they were from an animal, if they look like a bear. Although they told that the footprints that doesn't seem to belong to any known animal. And to avoid the wave of panic, the police, the Guardia Civil, hypothesized that the footprints were probably those of a bear escaped from a nearby nature reserve. They are not escaped because they don't have fences there. The bears roam around where they want. So that's it. So 1993, a plain sight of a Bigfoot / Sasquatch being in the Pyrenees by at least 2 men, and the other ones heard also the screams but did not saw the creature or the Sasquatch. This is one of the best reports from Spain and from the Pyrenees. The most detailed. There are other reports and sightings from the last 10 years across the region. Bigfoot is known as Bazahaoun in the País Vasco and Simiot in Catalonia, 2 regions from Spain, and Homme Sauvage in the French Pyrenees. So we decided to go there and take a look based on my previous knowledge with the phenomena. So I'm going to show you guys what we found, what we experienced, although I'm not going to disclose the places. I must state that there was a first expedition, I think it was in 2008, by a French researcher, Philippe Coudray, and the second one into the Pyrenees with Florent Barrère in 2011, I think. They have their reports written in some blogs. They found some structures, mainly axes and probably a footprint that I've never saw. So we have found quite a few teepees like this one with peeled branches, some were not peeled. They usually had like a rocks in the middle, or like a big trunk that was put in place to do as a seat. And on the mountain, along the trails, some of the tree breaks were visible, that they were pointing outwards to the trail, like saying that from this side is ours, to that side in the trail, it's your place. In this particular place, there were quite a few tree breaks at distance by 10 meters of each other and pointing the same way. So here you can see it was broke off. It was done not with an axe, not with a chainsaw, but with brute force, like a storm. But I don't really think that these ones were done by a storm. Those were the only trees at the place that were broken, and each one of them exactly the same. Some were about my height, like this one, and another one. Then the other two were a little bit lower. So this is higher up in the mountain, also near the trail. Another tree break on the upper part of the slope, and another one just beneath it on the downside of the slope. So I felt that these were genuine tree breaks. So this was a different teepee, shorter than usual, with moss. This was the first time I've ever seen this rock underneath it. Now it's a regular thing that I can see even in Portugal, in the teepees that I've found. The fake fire pits. This was the first ones I've ever seen. The sticks at the edge are all broken. They were not used with a mechanical or a human or a chainsaw. Here you can see the video from that place. The fake fire pits were at no more than 2 meters from each other, and another 2 meters to the small teepee. As you can see, it was deep in the forest. So at dusk, at this place, we did some wood knocks and tried to get a response. And during that time, we recorded some audio that I want to share with you, and I will do a video next time with the audio analysis from this place back in the summer of last year in the Pyrenees. There is some eye strangeness in the audio, I must say, and I must say it in advance. So I hope you guys like it. I see you next time. Ok, não sei, foi ali alguns. Também deve querer ficar no áudio. E ficou no áudio.